It was a Monday when Ashraquat put on her ultramarine magic burqa, who was named Amir. After a suiting up sequence that was part Warhammer 40K, part Ms. Marvel 2022, she also donned a fursuit that she had purchased on eBay. The extremely online terror cell commander was glad for Amir because he provided a buffer between her person and the outside world, which in this case was the inside world of the suit that probably contained cum and Allah knows what else. Ash entered the Furry convention fully intending, according to a manifesto posted to her livejournal, to kill the artist formerly known as KRA-KOW, an immortal Jew who could make sound effects with his mouth and make them real too. The two enemies met in the central lobby of the hotel that was serving as the main convention hall. Ash was dressed like a coyote, and KRA-KOW, who had taken the name Berg, was some kind of necky bird, Berg said, using the beeps to tastefully censor the anti-Semitic remarks Ash made when she recognized her nemesis by smell alone. Ash swung her scimitar, trimming some of the Jew bird's blue faux hawk with a satisfactual slice. For a fleeting second, she pondered a degree in cosmetology, the texture of hair in her hands, the feeling of voluminous curls squirming between her parted fingers brought brief sensate ecstasy. Then moments later, sensory overload as Berg's wiggling lips, disturbingly visible through his crude knockoff costume, conjured the sounds of animals fighting. Roar! Real! Grr! The convention became a melee, a dust cloud with stars et al., as Fasona slammed padded fists against soft and hard heads. Berg made like Cillian Murphy's Oppenheimer, disappearing into the chaos while oppressive sounds beat against Ash's brain. Amir tried his best to block out the noise, spontaneously redistributing his blue threads to form a pair of earmuffs for his sense-laden, clinically autistic friend. Meanwhile, Ash gave chase, knocking facsimiles of cats and dogs aside as she launched into a dead sprint. The fursuit pursuit led to an elevator. Hold the door, and that luck disappeared again, descending not to eternal punishment, but to sub-basement one. The dark, unswept stairs were hard to take, nearly blind and deafened. Note for the accessibility czar. So Ash took off her coyote head and let Amir echolocate by reciting the Ayat al-Kursi, as the living word of Allah bounced off of obstacles, dirty needles, dead homeless, cans of monster. Ash sharpened her scimitar with a whetstone she produced from her infinite pockets. She tried the door at the bottom of the stairs, and some very frustrating, locked Foley noises stopped her from entering, even though the knob turned. She tried the knob dozens of times, trying her patience in the process. Hold on, she thought, and then she stood on tippy-toes to peer through the window at the top of the door. Berg was on the other side, sounding off something fierce. Not to be undone, Ash pulled 2 princes out of her pocket, purchasing rockets from the usual one. She surfed a scud straight through the door, sending shards of metal and cinder block into a crowd that had just disembarked, then rolled to the ground, dusted herself off, and re-engaged the enemy. Berg started to run. Beep! Beep! But Amir formed a lasso out of his hem, which Ash tossed by, hiking it off the ground to her hips, then hula-hooping it, then jump-kicking it towards the wandering Jew. He was snagged instantly. Ash delivered the coup de grace with her scimitar, but as her weapon made contact with flesh, more Foley. This time, the sound of metal, harmlessly bouncing off of metal. She tried again, the sound of lightsabers clashing when she raised her sword a third time, The saddest violin in the known universe started in Oy vey. She looked down at Berg and saw his personal struggle with alcoholism, his family at Krakow concentration camp, his son being taken from him, his son crying tears for a father he never knew. His son was Jesus Christ, a major prophet in Islam. His son was Billy Corgan, singing Bring the Light. A son of God, you know, you must arrive in the light. The sun was in Ash's eyes. She was not crying. Eventually the light turned to darkness as Ash wept and the curtains closed. Financial. Curtains open. Foley, swish.